World Finance Pulse. Today is February 23rd, and we're here to bring you a comprehensive and detailed update on a development that many in the global currency community have been anticipating for years. After long periods of intense speculation, profound uncertainty, and patient observation from investors and economists alike, the moment has finally arrived. We can now confirm that financial institutions have begun the process of accepting and processing new, significantly higher exchange rates for both the Iraqi Dinar IQD and the Vietnamese Dong VND. This is not a drill, a mere rumor, or just another round of speculative online chatter that has flooded forums for decades. It has been meticulously confirmed through multiple channels, it is now operational, and it is happening across various regions simultaneously, marking a pivotal moment in the history of these currencies. Recent confirmations gathered from a network of reliable sources within the financial sector indicate that these updated exchange rates are now being actively processed by a growing number of banks, certified currency dealers, and even some digital financial institutions. Individuals who have held these currencies as a long-term investment have begun visiting official banking locations with their notes and are walking out with significantly increased balances, a testament to the tangible nature of this shift. This major event for holders of IQD and VND reflects a level of legitimacy and formal recognition that many have long awaited, transforming what was once a speculative hope into a concrete financial reality. The transformation is no longer a theoretical concept discussed in online communities. It is now visible, actionable, and happening in real time across the globe, from major financial hubs to smaller regional banks. It's important to understand that these new historic rates didn't simply appear overnight without warning. Momentum began to build palpably earlier this week, with a steady stream of reports trickling in from both large urban financial hubs and smaller towns, painting a consistent picture of change. Over the last 24 to 48 hours, confirmations from our most trusted sources have coalesced to create a clear and undeniable picture. This long-anticipated currency revaluation is officially in motion. Whether you've been following this intricate story for years, meticulously tracking every piece of news, or entirely new to the topic of foreign currency investment, what we're witnessing today is a tangible, seismic shift in how these currencies are being handled, valued, and recognized by formal financial institutions worldwide. Some of the initial reports from the field include exchanges for the Iraqi dinar ranging between 50 cents and $1 per single note, though it is crucial to acknowledge that significant variations may exist depending on the specific bank, its internal policies, and the country of operation. Similarly, the Vietnamese Dong has been seen exchanging for rates between 20 cents to 60 cents or more per note, reflecting a substantial increase from its previous baseline. However, it is of paramount importance to recognize that these are not universal guaranteed figures. Each financial institution operates independently and may have different rollout timelines, internal procedures, and technological capabilities, which is why patience, personal verification, and direct inquiry are absolutely crucial during this dynamic period of transition and adjustment. If you're currently holding either of these currencies and are wondering what your immediate step should be, your very first and most critical action should be to contact your personal bank or a licensed reputable currency exchange provider directly. You must ask them in no uncertain terms whether they have officially updated their internal systems and published rates to reflect the new valuations for the IQD and VND. Inquire specifically about their unique requirements for processing an exchange, as these can vary widely. These requirements could include specific forms of identification, the necessity of scheduling an appointment in advance, or particular account registration procedures that must be completed before a transaction can take place. Policies, procedures, and timing may vary significantly from one financial institution to another, so it is always best to gather all necessary information firsthand before making any decisions or visiting a branch.
For those individuals who discover that their local bank hasn't yet begun implementing the new rate, it is essential not to be discouraged. Many institutions, particularly larger ones with complex legacy systems, are still in the process of completing system updates, securing internal approvals from compliance and risk departments, or making the necessary logistical preparations to handle the anticipated volume of exchanges. It is not uncommon for monumental changes of this magnitude, which affect the very valuation of a nation's currency, to take time to propagate uniformly across all branches and online platforms. In the meantime, maintain your documentation in a safe and organized manner, safeguard your physical currency notes in a secure location, and continue to diligently monitor reliable news sources like World Finance Pulse for fresh, verified updates as the situation evolves.
This historic development comes after what has for many investors been a long and arduous road, one filled with rampant speculation, a deluge of misinformation, and extended periods of frustrating silence from official channels. If you've made it this far in your investment journey, you've likely experienced your fair share of skepticism, frustration, and perhaps even moments of doubt. But today, there is finally concrete confirmation of movement, providing a sense of validation for those who maintain their conviction. While this moment may rightfully feel like a victory, it is more important than ever to stay grounded, pragmatic, and focused on the practical steps ahead. The re-evaluation process involves much more than simply exchanging notes at a window. It encompasses careful financial planning, immense patience, and a heightened awareness of the potential risks and new responsibilities that come with a sudden increase in personal wealth.
Unfortunately, and with great regret, we must report that with such overwhelmingly positive news also comes a predictable and significant increase in activity from illegitimate sources and bad actors. Scams, unfortunately, tend to spike dramatically in times like these, preying on the excitement and relative inexperience of some currency holders. We must strongly advise you to avoid giving your currency to any person or entity that isn't directly affiliated with a recognized, regulated bank or a licensed storefront exchange office. Any unsolicited offers of inflated, above-market rates, secret deals, or exclusive opportunities should be treated with extreme caution and immediate skepticism. Make absolutely sure that every single transaction you conduct is transparent, fully documented with receipts, and conducted through official channels. Your vigilance is your best defense. Safeguard your assets now more than ever. On a much broader macroeconomic scale, these exchange rate adjustments could have significant and lasting ripple effects across the regional economies of the Middle East and Southeast Asia. Iraq and Vietnam are both nations undergoing profound economic transitions, and stronger, more stable currency values could positively influence international trade, attract foreign direct investment, and strengthen bilateral relations with other global powers. Businesses involved in the import and export of goods with these nations may find themselves needing to renegotiate existing contracts and supply agreements to reflect the new currency realities. Policy analysts, sovereign wealth funds, and financial institutions worldwide are undoubtedly taking close notice of this movement as it unfolds, analyzing the potential for these revaluations to signal broader economic health and stability. Individuals holding significant amounts of IQD or VND now face important, complex financial decisions, particularly concerning the tax implications of their newfound wealth. Depending entirely on your country of residence and its specific tax code, currency gains from an exchange like this may be classified as capital gains, and as such be subject to taxation at the local, state, or federal level. This is not a matter to be taken lightly, and this is the ideal time to proactively consult with a qualified tax advisor or accountant who understands international finance. Taking the steps now to make sure you are fully compliant with all tax laws can prevent significant complications, stress, and potential penalties during the next tax filing season. While the exchange itself may feel like the finish line of a long journey, it is in reality only one part of a much larger financial picture that requires careful planning. From a purely technical and operational standpoint, some banks and digital platforms are still working to catch up with the rapid changes. System updates, especially those involving core banking software and currency conversion tables, take considerable time and testing to implement correctly, and this may inevitably lead to minor inconsistencies or temporary delays in displaying accurate account balances on online portals and mobile apps. If something doesn't look right on your banking portal, such as an incorrect balance or a failure to reflect the new rate, the best and most effective course of action is to visit a branch in person or speak directly with a bank representative over the phone. As with any major financial system shift, temporary glitches can occur and should not be a cause for panic, but rather a prompt for direct communication. While today's monumental news marks a definitive turning point for holders of these currencies, it could also very well be the beginning of even broader, more profound changes in the dynamics of global currency markets. Both Iraq and Vietnam have, in recent years, demonstrated a clear willingness to engage in necessary economic reforms and to diligently develop stronger international partnerships. This positive momentum might continue to build, potentially spilling over into other sectors of their economies, and perhaps even further enhancing the strength and stability of their currencies in the long term. Whether this ultimately affects future government policy or not, what's of paramount importance right now is how individual investors respond to this news responsibly, ethically, and with a clear head.
For those individuals who are now considering acquiring additional IQD or VND, perhaps hoping to capitalize on the momentum, be acutely aware that market dynamics are shifting with incredible rapidity. Some currency dealers may be experiencing temporary shortages of physical notes due to the surge in demand, while others may have already significantly adjusted their prices upwards to reflect the new market reality. If you are planning to buy more currency at this stage, it is absolutely critical to verify that the seller is legally authorized to operate in your jurisdiction and that all the terms of the sale are clear, transparent, and regulated. A sudden surge in demand can unfortunately lead to a proliferation of misinformation and high, unjustified markups from opportunistic sellers. Therefore, it is critical to act with absolute clarity, due diligence, and keen awareness to avoid overpaying.
There has also been a noticeable increase in discussion around the potential issuance of new currency notes by the central banks of Iraq and Vietnam. If your financial institution is offering a note replacement program, it is well worth your time to ask detailed questions about what the specific implications are for your holdings. Will you receive updated denominations? And if so, what will they be? Will the final exchange value change depending on the physical condition of your notes, with pristine, uncirculated notes perhaps fetching a premium? Always get this kind of critical information in writing or through official verified communication channels, not just from a teller's offhand comment. The physical state, series, and type of your currency may indeed affect its value during the official exchange process, so being informed is key. We have already received numerous first-hand accounts from our viewers in locations as varied as Texas, Dubai, London, and Karachi. Many of them have confirmed successful exchanges at the new, higher rates, providing a ground-level verification of our reports. The process they describe usually involves presenting a valid government-issued ID, completing a few basic forms provided by the bank, and then receiving a formal confirmation from the bank staff once the transaction is complete. While individual experiences may differ slightly based on location and specific bank policy, a recurring and encouraging theme is clear from all these accounts. Being well prepared, organized, and informed beforehand can make a significant and positive difference in the smoothness of the transaction. These dramatic developments also were of a direct and immediate impact on small businesses, especially those operating in trade, tourism, and services involving either Iraq or Vietnam. Significant exchange rate fluctuations can directly affect supplier costs, pricing models for goods and services, and the profitability of long-term contracts that were priced under the old rate structure. If you are running a business and you work with international clients or vendors in these regions, this may be the perfect moment to reassess your entire financial strategy, adjust your pricing, and actively explore new growth opportunities that may be created or aligned with these updated, more stable currency rates. This could be a catalyst for expansion and new market access. For everyone watching this broadcast, the key and overriding message for today is to remain calm, exercise extreme caution, and stay rigorously informed through trusted sources. Moments like these, which represent the culmination of years of waiting, inevitably bring both immense excitement and significant confusion. That is precisely why we at World Finance Pulse are here, to bring you clarity, verified facts, and timely updates without resorting to speculation or hype. The financial landscape is changing in real time, and staying alert and connected to legitimate information channels is the single best way to protect yourself, your assets, and your financial future during this historic transition. If you have already successfully completed an exchange, we strongly encourage you to share your unique experience in the comments section below. What specific rate did you receive? How was the overall process at your bank? Were there any unexpected steps? Your personal story shared with our community could be the crucial piece of information that helps someone else navigate this transition more easily and with greater confidence. And if you are still waiting for your bank to begin the process, please know that you are not alone on this journey. Every step forward we witness, whether our own or someone else's, is part of a larger historic shift. Being patient, persistent, and informed will continue to serve you well in the days and weeks ahead. We at World Finance Pulse will remain absolutely committed to providing you with accurate, timely, and thoroughly vetted updates as new information comes in from the field and from official sources. As always, we thank you for trusting World Finance Pulse as your guide through the complex world of global finance. We are here to walk you through each phase of this landmark event, focusing exclusively on facts, verified data, and grounded developments. Keep watching, stay informed, and we will see you in the very next update.